Hi guys, welcome and welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. In this video, I'm going to show you how you could make your own applique for your 5x12 repositional hoop. I'm going to make this design in Embrilliance. So if that is something you're interested in, do keep on watching. Okay guys, now we are in the Embrilliance software. When you're in the Embrilliance software, this is what it's going to look like. The first thing I want you to do is to ensure that you're working in the correct hoop. In order to change your hoop type, because right now my hoop is 100 by 100, you're going to go up here where you see this little box. It has this red and blue marking on it. This is your preference panel. You're going to click on it. This will tell you the hoop that you're working with. If you notice, my 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter hoop, which is a 4x4, is selected. What I want you to do, because this is a multi-needle design, you're going to go over here where it says hoop style, where I'm hovering. You're going to change it from normal to multi-position. When you click on multi-position, it's going to give you the multi-position options. I am going to use the 130 by 300 jumbo hoop, which is the 5x7 hoop. So when you click on it, it's going to tell you the size in inches. This is telling me that this is a 5-inch by a 12-inch hoop. Then I'm going to go over here back to the hoop style, and I'm going to ensure that rotate 90 degrees is selected. When I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press OK. Now, when you look on your canvas here, you're going to see that you have the 5x12 hoop. The first thing now I want you to do to get started with your design is to go up here where it says Create. So you're going to click on Create. This is where you're going to see the levels that you paid for. In this case, I'm using Stitch Artist level 1. So it will just show when it, right here, you're going to see stitches. It's going to show you a variety of things that you can do. Now, to make this design, I am going to use what they call a true type font. A true type font is a font that you have downloaded already on your computer. So any font that you get from maybe design bundles or Creative Fabric and you download it to your computer, these files will be on your computer, and you could change them from just a true type font to an applique design. So to do that, I'm going to go over here where you see, where I'm hovering right here, where you see this TT, it says add true type art. This is where you're going to add the design that you need. So I'm going to click on it. When you click on it, you're going to see a window that pops up. It's going to say text. Now for this design, I'm going to do a mama design. So I'm going to type the word mama in bold caps. And I'm going to use this font right here that's called Milky Coffee. Now you could choose whatever font you need. All you have to do is click the drop down and go to the font that you want your design to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on OK. When I click on OK, the artwork is going to come in. Now this is not an embroidery stitches. These are not embroidery stitches. We are going to make this artwork into an embroidery stitch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the corner boxes and I'm going to drag it to the size that I need. Now, the reason why I use the corner boxes, it's because it will size it proportionally. The next thing I'm going to do, if you look right here where I'm hovering, this little green box will allow you to move the design wherever you want to move it, okay? Try not to click on each letter because right now these letters are individual letters. And sometimes when you click on the letters, it will warp it or take it out of shape. So when you're moving it, try to move it using this green box. The next thing I want you to do you're going to convert this artwork. Remember, this is not an embroidery stitch. You're going to convert it to an embroidery stitch. To do this, you're going to go over here where you see objects. You're going to ensure that all the letters are selected. Then you're going to go up here where you see stitch, where I'm hovering. You're going to change this artwork to a run stitch. Now the run stitch is denoted by this little icon right here that has some dashed lines. You're going to click on it. When you click on it, you're going to see that the run stitches are here. Now this run stitch is going to be your placement stitch. If you go over here, I was playing around with this earlier, so I'm going to change it back to 2.5. It's going to default, yours is going to default to 2.5 millimeters, okay? If you look down here where you see the properties panel, you could change the color. So this is where you go to see the color, you could change it. If I click back on run, it will tell you what type of stitch, single line it is, and the length. I'm going to leave my length at 2.5 millimeters. The next thing I want you to do is to create a cut stitch. Now a cut stitch is the stitch that tacks down your material if you're using fabric or your glitter, whatever you choose to use, that stitch. So what you're going to do, you're going to go back up here to the objects panel and you're going to ensure that all the letters are selected and you're going to go up here where it says, you see this two-leaf looking icon right beside the printer button. That's your copy, and the one beside it is your paste. You're going to copy and then you're going to paste. So when you copy and paste, you're going to see that another set of run stitches are made. What I want you to do is to go ahead and change the color. The reason why is you want your embroidery machine to stop at each time you're going to do something else to this applique. So you're going to go over to your properties panel. You're going to go over here where it says color. You're going to click on it. I'm going to click on that and then I'm going to change the color to this dark grape color and I'm going to press OK. So when that happens now, you're going to have a different color. I'm going to click on the run and I'm going to change the length of those stitches to 1 millimeter. The reason why I change it to 1 millimeter is because whenever I'm going to cut out my applique, sometimes you cut too close and it pops your stitch, and if your run stitch is too long, it will unravel easily. But if you're going to cut your fabric, I want the run stick to be tiny so that even if I pop one of the stitch, it will not unravel easily. And that is why I always make my cut stitches 1 millimeter. So now we have our placement stitch, which is the first 4 stitches, run stitch. Then you have your cut stitch or your tack down stitch. And that is what we just did. Now what I want you to do, I want you to go ahead and those run stitch that you've selected, you're going to duplicate it one more time. So you're going to go to here, the copy, and you're going to go ahead, go up here beside the printer, you're going to press paste. Now you have another set of stitches. Now this set of stitches is the one that you're going to turn into your satin border. So to get your satin border, you're going to go up here where you see this run, beside where you have run, that's your satin border. You're going to click on it. When you click on your satin border, it's going to default to the same color that you did before. The first thing you're going to do is go down to your properties right here. You're going to click on color. You're going to change that color to another color. In this case, I'm going to use this red color and I'm going to press OK. So now we did a 2 run stitches. One is for placement, one is for cut stitch, and then our final satin stitch. Now, the next thing I want you to do, after you change your color, you're gonna go back to the properties and you're gonna click on satin border. The first one we're gonna look at is our top stitch adjustment. How do you want your satin stitch to look? Yours is gonna default to 3.5 millimeters, the width. I like to make mine 4 millimeter because I just like the fact that it's so the satin border is so wide and it looks nice. Also, for the density, yours is gonna default to 4 PT. I changed mine to 3.5, and that's a personal preference. Now, in terms of the underlay, I like leaving my underlay to be a run stitch, or edge run stitch, a parallel stitch, and a zigzag stitch. You could uncheck this. You could just use a edge run and a zigzag. That's your personal preference, but I like leaving it like this. And I'm going to change back my density here to 4. Just leave it at 4. And the next one, you're going to see if you want a applique fabric preview. That's just showing you how it look when you put fabric in it. You could leave it or you could just take it off. It's your preference. And this is pre-cut. This pre-cut, it will gives you the option to like cut out the fabric with your Cricut or whatever the case is. But I'm gonna cut mine by hand, so that stays the way it is. And that's it. This is your applique. You could go ahead and change it to whatever you want it to be. You could add other words to the bottom if you want to put ESD, whatever the case is. You could go ahead and you could do that. That's your personal preference. But I'm going to run the stitch simulator and show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead. First, it's going to do a run stitch. Then it's going to do your cut stitch. Then finally, it's going to do your satin border. Okay, I'm going to speed this up. Okay, so this is what you're going to have. The last step is just to go ahead and save it as a working file. Um, I always save it as a stitch and working file. So you could go ahead, save it as a stitch and working file. When you do that, you're going to have 2 files. So I did one earlier, and I'm going to show you right here. You're going to have one file and another file that you're going to use to put on your embroidery machine, and it's going to stitch it out. So this is what this looks like. And it's going to tell you if it's top and if it's bottom. You're going to save it as whatever file you want, and then that's what you have. So let me know what you think. We meet. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.